Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for December 27th, 2012. Of course, it's 9 a.m. It's a Thursday. We're getting ready for the end of the week. It's been a festive week and a stormy week, but it looks like more snow is on the way. That's right, snow even for the coastal plain. I'll talk about that in just a moment. As you can see right now, we have wind shifting to the north and northwest as our low pressure system that is currently just south of Long Island continues to lift to the northeast towards New England. You can see the colder air starting to return over much of eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Temperatures earlier this morning were in the mid to upper 40s. They are now falling through the 30s and will continue to slowly fall through the afternoon hours into the mid 30s as that cold air invades from the west. And of course, that's going to mean that any of the showers rotating around the region will gradually change over to snow showers. No accumulations expected, but it will look, well, a bit nice, for this time of year, getting ready for the end of the new year, get a little bit of snow out there. But one thing to keep in mind here is that the winds are going to be pretty strong. They're around 10 to 20 miles per hour from the north and northwest. And you combine that with falling temperatures, and temperatures are going to feel like they're in the 20s with that wind chill in place. So bundle up and get plenty of layers out there as the colder air invades the northern mid-Atlantic. Taking a look at the latest infrared satellite picture, you can see our storm really got amped up and really intensified. You can see all the strong lifting associated over the Atlantic with this storm. And back over towards New England, where very heavy snowfall did develop. For the most part, the forecast that was in place did verify. The precipitation changed over to rain along the coast. Took a little bit longer, as I was concerned with. For the New York City metro, they ended up with a little bit more snow and sleet than what was expected by some out there. But it looks like that trace to an inch snowfall forecast for New York City did pan out reasonably well. Over northwestern New Jersey, they got plenty of snow as well, in addition to some ice. And of course, the same can be held true for the northern interior around Connecticut, the Hudson River Valley, and northeastern Pennsylvania. So this storm's going to leave, and as it's doing so, we'll rotate a few scattered snow showers here and there as the cold air works in. But we have another storm on the way. And when we take a look at the radar here, you can see the snow showers rotating through as this low pressure system lifts north and east. This will lift off into New England and not rotate back, but again, we're going to be dealing with a few mid-level disturbances moving through the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area today, keeping the threat for a few rain and snow showers this morning and a few snow showers this afternoon as the colder air works in. But, like I said, there's another storm on the way. And here is our evolving storm. We actually have a line of storms in the Pacific in a very active Pacific pattern, but we're also starting to develop very strong high latitude blocking. So the combination of these two features leads to the potential for some mischief along the East Coast. And no, not every one of these storms is going to lead to a major heavy snowfall nor widespread rainfall. We're going to watch how each one of these storms interacts. Now, with the different jet streams, the polar jet stream and the subtropical jet stream. In this case, it looks like right now that this disturbance, which we're getting new data in right now. Here we are. This disturbance right here will interact with the polar vortex starting to develop over portions of the Hudson Bay and create a track that just moves just right for moderate to heavy snowfall potentially right along the immediate coast. Now, as you move towards Philadelphia, the potential for that snowfall decreases rapidly because it looks like this storm is going to be taking a track from basically the North Carolina coastal waters just to the east of the benchmark, which is 40 north and 70 west, which generally means that the best potential for snowfall will be right along the immediate coast, basically over southern Connecticut, Long Island, New York City, and the New Jersey coast. As you move further west, the snowfall totals drop off rapidly because the lifting and moisture transport weakens rapidly as you move further and further away from the low. So this amped up disturbance is something that we're going to keep an eye on and see how strong it gets, as it could be a rather vigorous storm, especially as it interacts with the polar jet stream and colder air from the polar and Arctic jet stream. And then we have another disturbance we're going to keep an eye on right after New Year's That one could actually be a widespread winter storm from many locations, again, depending on how these disturbances interact. That's pretty much going to be our entire winter theme. How do these disturbances interact with each other? And quite frankly, the models several days out, well, they're not always going to have the clearest picture exactly how to handle this type of event. For example, the European model guidance with this upcoming storm has shifted the storm track a little bit further west, and as a result, we're seeing a better potential for snow along the coast and even in some locations away from the coast. However, if you look at the GFS model guidance or the NAM model guidance, those models are further east, and most locations end up being dry except for the immediate coast. So again, interaction of these disturbances will be key to this forecast and forecast going forward throughout this winter. So here we are for this evening. Again, our upper level low and our storm lifts off into New England. Look for a few snow showers to rotate through the region as temperatures continue to fall through the 30s and into the 20s this evening and overnight tonight. High pressure will be generally in control for late tonight on through Friday with clear skies and temperatures near normal, mid to upper 30s over the interior, upper 30s to lower 40s along the coast. Here comes our storm. Now again, what I was mentioning with our disturbances. Here's one disturbance, here's the other disturbance. How do these two disturbances interact? That's pretty much the whole question behind this forecast for Saturday night. And as you can see on the European model guidance, the interaction leads to a negatively tilted trough, basically southeast to northwest. That's what that means, negatively tilted. And that leads to strong lifting along the coast and our area low pressure intensifying. And as you can see, temperatures will be more than cold enough for widespread snowfall throughout the entire region. If this intensifies further and becomes a stronger storm, not only will there be a better potential for snowfall further west, but then we'll also have to see whether we have to contend with the potential for warmer air leading to mixing of snow and sleet, maybe snow and rain. So there's a lot of volatility to this forecast and a lot of questions to be answered as we move forward over the next 24 to 36 hours as we get more and more data. The one good news is that this disturbance is actually over the United States. So as a result, we get pretty good data acquisition and see just how strong this disturbance is and what the potential here is for a phasing system and a storm track that could produce widespread moderate to heavy snowfall. Now, this low pressure system will lift northeast by Sunday evening. High pressure will be in control, strong northwesterly winds. Temperatures will struggle in the 30s under what could be a potentially rather impressive snowfall over much of the region. We'll have to watch that again. High pressure will remain in control through the weekend and into early next week. But then keep an eye on this disturbance here and how this block sets up. The interaction of these two disturbances could lead to a very interesting weather pattern developing for just after the new year, potentially around January 4th through the 6th, maybe 5th through the 7th, depending on which model you're looking at and how the timing of these disturbances work out. There could be the potential for a widespread, what some might call overrunning or isotropic lifting event, where you see widespread snow, sleet, freezing rain throughout much of the mid-Atlantic. That includes the northern and southern mid-Atlantic. So it could be a rather treacherous storm developing as we move forward towards the start of the new year. Take a look once real quick at the snow map here, or the potential snow map. Again, if you're in these areas right along the coast, Bridgeport, Stamford, Yonkers, Queens, New York, Staten Island, down to Brick and Toms River, Atlantic City, these locations this weekend have the best potential of seeing some accumulating snowfall. So you're heading further west towards Philadelphia, Trenton, up towards just north of New Haven, right around northern New Jersey. That's where you have a moderate shot of accumulating snowfall. And then as you move further north and west over northwest New Jersey, around eastern Pennsylvania and Allentown, Reading, Scranton, and around Hartford and Connecticut, you have a far less potential for accumulating snowfall as the storm should stay further to the east and away from your locations. But again, we've got to keep an eye on this storm and how it evolves. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day, Stay safe out there.